This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, begging for mercy. Oh, I'm dangerous. So dangerous.
Hello, BodySlams podcast viewers, and you're tuning in to Breakfast and BodySlams. And have we got a treat for you today? Since it is Black History Month, we decided to unplanned. We have no real format or anything. We're gonna go and talk about Black professional wrestlers, whether some people call them African American wrestlers, to each his own. Wrestlers of color made headway in the sport of pro wrestling, and without their contribution, wrestling probably would have died, because, you know, with any wrestler of some form of nationality other than Caucasian, whether it be Mexican, German, or whatever, Asian, you know, we bring a blend of different characters to your screen that you like to sit and watch or go watch at live events. So we decided, hey, like I said, it's Black History Month. It's only right that we support and show much love to our fellow brothers out there who are constantly putting their bodies on the line, just like everyone else, and giving us great professional wrestling action. At the top of the show, you got to see scroll by our list of Devereaux Sports podcast teams. You can check them out on any one of their social media platforms. And today, you might seem a little bit leery as you're tuning in to watch this, because we are not streaming on Facebook Live. That's right. We took it upon ourselves to try to build up our viewership on YouTube and Twitter as much as Twitch too as well. But yeah, we want to build that YouTube and Twitter family viewership. So yeah, we're gonna be start streaming from that, but we will share the YouTube link over to the Facebook page so our viewers can jump from one platform over to the other and hit that notification button, like, share, comment, subscribe, as we try to fulfill all your podcast dreams, most definitely. But without any further ado, I said do like some like Joey's favorite wrestler in the world, do drop with but we're not talking about her. We're talking about a man who is Italian stud muffin. As I keep saying, he's your Italian hero, just like a hoagie, all the way from Atlantic City. Don't forget to get his merchandise. Joey Image TV. He is that image guy, Mr. Joseph. I like to call him Joseph. Joey Image.
Good morning, folks. How is everybody? What's up, brother?
Good morning. I love your messy room that's not being shown.
I know.
I can never get over that though. I never. I'm still waiting for you to get the green screen up.
I think I'm gonna get one once my wife and I move our stuff from our computer room or our home office from here to the next room.
See,
there you go.
See, what you gotta do is designate one room, one wall as your background, and paint it a nice like flat green or whatever.
Yeah, so I don't even need a green screen technically.
Yeah. Painting something nice and flat just on that wall. And then that way, also, you don't want the glare of the light shine off it too much, otherwise it'll interrupt your lighting when it shows up.
You're in the champagne room today, I noticed.
Yeah,
and everything.
I figure I do that, and you see, I got our OnlyFans parody shirt of BodySlams podcast on, so I figure it was only right to sport this. So I put the room up behind me. I was gonna have a nice sunny scenery of skyscrapers and land, like I'm in the office, corporate, whatever. But I'm not at that stage in my career to get a corner office yet. So I got to work up to that. All right, we have a man who took over my studio session. Yeah, he's in there mixing it up on the ones and twos in the background. He's a DJ extraordinaire, dropping those hot tracks, those fat beats, and he's coming out with his latest mixtape where he's just straight going hard with his rap battles against guys like the Gobbler and the Cheese Whiz. He is that DJ. He's the latest MC, and he doesn't do that mumble rap crap. He is the better Bernard, the Saint Bernard, MC Mikey.
Yo, what up?
Got our man Mikey on the one.
Fellas?
Yo, I shared this on Twitter, and we're at 10 viewers so far. I don't know if you see that.
Buddy.
Sweet.
That's
what's
why
up.
we are the prime show.
I have yet to see what kind of viewership we have on.
Hey, can the Twitter if somebody comments on Twitter or responds, types of thing, does it pop up in the chat also?
Yes,
I guess
will.
It would,
yes,
right?
It will.
Very cool. I like this. We're starting new stuff here.
We got a YouTube.
We didn't even get started. My buddy John's like, I'm going to sleep.
Tight Spot Championship Wrestling chiming in. Yes. Joey freaking Image. That's what we like to hear. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And then his next comment is, I'm going to sleep. I love it.
His picture. He looks kind of tired, like he's sleepy. It's like Joe, like Joseph. Are you born into or something?
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
gentlemen, we do not have Dennis Reaper on at this moment. He is live on location at an event. And if he does jump in, he might have pull some guests on and maybe just ask him a couple quick questions and jump from guest to guest. But each time we'll throw him inside the green room just so we can continue our conversations. And like I said at the top, today's show is African Americans, Black pro wrestlers, and what contributions have they made. But before we just start naming names off, who was some of your first memories? What was like the one that stand out for you when you first started watching wrestling? Let's jump down to Michael. Who was one of your
my first one right away is the Junkyard Dog. Man, I love that dude. I had the wrestling figure, like, oh my god, he come out with that collar and his famous headbutt move. Man, I loved it. Another one, Bites of Dust, was his theme music. Oh man, that was a great time.
Yeah, I think for a lot of us in our age bracket, a lot of people will go and say Junkyard Dog as well. Joseph, who do you have on your list?
I was gonna say Junkyard Dog. Now I'm like, oh, I can't do that. One of my first favorites that I remember growing up as a kid, it was Ernie Ladd.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. You didn't take my pick either. That's good.
My brother, who's much older than me, I'm going to be 45 in a couple months. He just hit 60, I think, or 58, something like that.
You baby.
He's jacked though, man. He's jacked. I don't know how he does it, but yeah, he was watching wrestling when I was like a baby and stuff. So I grew up around him watching it all the time, and like so, I've been watching since Christ. I've been coherent about it since like 80, 81, but it's just always been on TV. So like I saw guys like Ernie Ladd, like Bobo Brazil, and like Pedro Morales, like guys that are like that old school from being around my brother watching it.
Yeah, I feel you there.
Junkyard Dog though was one of the first that made me want to become a wrestler, because him and Harley Race at Mania 3 when he did the chair shot. Remember, like the winner got crowned or whatever.
Yes.
And
yes.
And JYD won. No, sorry. Harley Race went over, and JYD crowned him, with a chair shot, and then put on the robe, and he was walking around all like, you know what I mean? All like, I don't even know the word, but yeah, that's like the first time I saw something on wrestling and was like, I want to do that. Like, was that chair shot? I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to kill people with chairs. So JYD is the first guy that made me actually want to become a wrestler.
Well, just like the two of you both name dropped JYD. Even though Joey picked Ernie Ladd, JYD was initially one of the first pro wrestlers. I'm not sure which one came first for me though, but he was at the top of my list, and Mikey already said. But another guy who I really admired. A lot of times he was introduced as a Philadelphia-based wrestler, and that was Special Delivery Jones.
Oh wow, Jones. Yeah. I have an autograph of his somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is. A friend of mine was in the hospital for something, and he was there for whatever reason, and he signed an autograph for a friend of mine. And I stole it.
Yeah, it's funny how like JYD had the gimmick of Junkyard Dog gimmick with the chain and stuff like that, but SD Jones seemed to be like that just like everyday wrestler. He just happened to have that name SD Jones to go with it. But yeah, Special Delivery Jones, and he was one, and but then he also they also introduced him as being from Antigua or something like that. Once in a while. But yeah, Black professional wrestlers contribute so much to this sport, and even to today, you see a big influence in all the talent we see on screen today. There's champions galore across the board, main event and pay-per-views and stuff, and not just men, but even in the women's division as well. Some of the earlier ones that me and Joe can probably recognize. I'm not sure how much of you, Mikey, because you're looking at from a fan's perspective,
Right.
and I'm going to throw a name out here that Joe probably heard. I don't know if you heard. Scoot Andrews.
Oh my God. Dude, I have not heard his name in years. Last time I heard him, he was in Florida. Last time I heard of him, he was in Florida still. Wow, he was the Black Nature Boy.
Yes, I have that in my notes. I was writing that down though.
That's
Yeah,
wow. I haven't heard his. I met that guy in Jersey a couple times. He was such a good dude, man. I met him on a couple of shows 1,000 years ago in Jersey. Really good dude.
Yeah, I used
Wow,
to.
what a name! I haven't heard that name in years.
I used to see his name everywhere, especially in the magazines like PWI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was a well put together guy. Guy could work too. I selectively I only got to see a selective few videos of him, not much. But then we got to see a lot of him on WCW though.
Yeah.
Back in the day, especially Saturday night.
Yep.
Yeah. He's one of those guys who stood out, who you actually initially thought was gonna, with his skill set and his body wise, you would thought he would make headway, but I guess with the territory where he was, for mainstream pro wrestling, it was more catered to more Caucasian wrestlers back then.
Right.
I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe.
No, you're right. Sorry. I was just trying the chat thing.
You're there, Joe. You're testing. You're good.
Well, that's YouTube. I wrote on Twitter also, and it never showed up.
It's showing up here on the. It's showing up in our stream right there.
Yeah, that's from YouTube. See the little YouTube icon?
Yeah.
I'm saying I wrote a thing on Twitter also, and that never showed up in the chat.
Another
weird.
name I want to mention out there is Norvell Austin. This is one that it's not really one that I really
Coca Beware's tag team partner.
Exactly. They were
the
they were
or the PYT Express.
Pretty young things.
Yeah.
Pretty young things. He actually was one of the first part of the first mixed tag teams with Sputnik Monroe.
Yep.
And back in 81, 83, that timeline, he was also one of the members of the original Midnight Express. A lot of people don't realize.
That goes way back.
I could not really remember that unless I go back and looked at footage.
I wonder if Mikey's even ever heard the name Norvell Austin before you talked about him.
Yeah.
I might have, and it's like,
come on, man, that's a name you don't forget, brother. Especially with
Actually,
Steve Austin, it's like it just kind of it's always in the back of your head.
I was one who actually did forgot about it.
But there's another name though that you brought up, Chio, is Coco Beware. That's another name from back in the day. He had the big giant parakeet.
Oh yeah, Coco was a great standout guy. I met him back in New Jersey for Damn That's Wrestling a long time ago. Unfortunately, for Damn That's Wrestling, that DTW, that was the name of the company I worked for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Dingbat.
No. Unfortunately, he told us a story about because he didn't have a bird there at all. Unfortunately, he told us a story about he was I believe he was at church and the house caught on fire, and the fire department was there, and when he got there, they said all they heard was a little kid's voice and they couldn't make it in to find the kid to save the kid. Here it wasn't. It was the parrot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, Coco
That's
did
a
not.
shame.
Yeah, yeah, and then a majority of his uh gear, his gimmicks and stuff was lost in the fire, except for one set that was just happened to be in his trunk, and that was the baggy pants with the
Oh, high
with
energy.
Frankie. Yeah, yeah, with
Yeah.
with Frankie on it. So yeah, oh my God, we have a whole ton list, and I'm not trying to
I
name,
know.
and I'm not trying to name drop any of the current uh wrestlers, because anyone can pop on TV and see them on the mainstream, whether it be AEW, WWE,
Right.
ML,
Impact.
whatever, you know. But we can get to them though. We can get to them,
Right.
you know, and I just want to talk about the guys who pretty much who gave us that quality of influence to help give us the guys who we have today. Another guy, Joe. I know me and you shared locker rooms with this guy, not on the same show together, but this guy been all over the place, and without a doubt, I know you had to share a locker room with him, because I did on multiple times and competed with this guy as well. And that is Mr. USA, the Black Superman, Tony Atlas.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, I did it. Actually, the last time I haven't seen him in a long time. The last time I saw him in person was 2011, where we were both guests at an MMA convention in Atlantic City. It's on. There's a picture of it on my YouTube. But me and him actually did a live in-ring training session where me and him trained some kid. It was like, because I had only been in the business for 11 and a half years at that point. So the whole point was to show like a rookie being me. I mean, even though it was over a decade in at that point, compared to him, that ain't nothing. So the point was like to show for me to train the kid for, I did like an hour just on basics and how I got started and blah, blah. And then Tony did another hour on like at his level, and it was really cool. That's the last time I've seen him in
That
person. I
is
haven't seen that guy
awesome,
in
though.
years, man.
Yeah, the last time I caught up with Mr. Atlas was for WXW. We were at a ice skating rink doing a show. It was a couple years ago, and he was doing autograph signing, and he got in the ring, he cut a promo. I think he did something else. I'm not sure. But yeah, I got to share the ring around ringside several times. Once was I was working under the hood against another promoter. It was his show, so he just happened to have Tony Atlas at ringside with him in his corner. So Tony got a couple shots in on me as I was draped over or thrown outside the ring. Another time was up in Mead. I think it was Meadville, PA. It was for Madmar.
Oh
Uh,
wow, Jesus,
for Madmar Wrestling.
Madmar, Tim Chismar, holy
Yeah. I'm still friends with Tim
and Aaron
Chismar,
Madden.
and
I haven't.
yeah,
Tim's in
yep.
California now, right?
Yes, he is. He's doing big things over where
And
he's at.
I forget Aaron's ring name, Rocky something, right?
Rocky Reynolds,
Okay,
and he's
that's
still.
amazing. I haven't seen those guys in years either. Wow,
I think Aaron's still doing Madmar actually. I think
that's
so.
pretty cool.
But yeah, it was kind of funny. It was like a lot of the guys were pretty much half dressed and or kind of leaving because they were at like a county fair or whatever, and like I said, I forget what location. It was up near Erie though, and Tony's in the ring.
Is that not working? Sorry.
Something there. But
Yeah, I was trying to put I was trying to show the pictures of me and him doing the training thing. I just found them. I'm like, there we go. Oh, that's cool. I can share stuff now. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so that's me on the left over there in the background, and Tony with that kid.
yeah, I just
I
popped
don't
it up
remember.
on
I
the
don't know
screen
what
for you.
gimmick he was
Nice.
doing, but he showed up in this shirt with no
Oh, that was when he was remember when he was out with Abraham Washington?
Oh,
You
he
go,
would just laugh.
Well, yeah, that was that look.
Yeah. That's the great impression, by the way, dude.
Yeah. So
That's what. Yeah. So he showed up in that gear. That's so funny.
so Tony's up there, main event match. He's getting jumped. majority of the main baby faces who would come in and do a save was pretty much already packed up, ready to go and stuff. So Tony needs to get saved. So I'm there. I'm looking around. I'm like, well, I can run in, and I reach over. And I
With the mask
grab.
on?
No. This was totally as myself. I reach over. I grab a female worker, and I grab. If you know Bruce Gray, he used to be a referee. But back then he's a wrestler now. But back then he was a ref. I grabbed the ref, I grabbed the female worker and myself, and the three of us ran out and did the save for Tony. So that was kind of awkward seeing us three saving Tony Atlas. And then the only other time I got to work with him was me and my old partner JoJo as a Dark Carnival was going against him and the Patriot down in Reading, PA. And let's just say that match didn't go over so well. There was some stuff that happened during the match. Some stuff happened after the match in the back. So, but that's a story for another time. And JoJo, I would love to have him on the show, and he could tell that story far better than I can. Oh man. Oh yeah, moving forward, just a list of guys here, just different. I see legendary Bobo Brazil, hands down, he spoke about everywhere. Another guy, Leroy Brown, just so happens.
Oh, bad Leroy Brown.
Yeah, bad. He got his song. He got his name from the Jim Crow song.
Yeah, from the song.
And then he used to come out to that music too. So if you guys if people out there don't remember it, bad Leroy Brown, the baddest man in the whole damn town.
I remember that.
See, I sing beautiful though. That's why I'm on. That's why I'm on the show. The next two names, by sure, Mikey's gonna know at least one of these names. Me and you know both of the names. First, let's give him Brickhouse Brown.
Wow. Man, you are pulling out some old school today, man. I like it.
Well, these are guys that we grew up watching.
That's why I mentioned Bobo Brazil before. It's another one.
Yes. Like he's one of those guys who gets mentioned all the time as a legendary wrestler. So I didn't want to really touch on him too much because, like I said, he's just one of those guys all the time.
Yeah.
But Brickhouse Brown, he what USWA and stuff like that, and
yeah.
Oh, like, and then the other one by far, and you'll probably pop for this, Slick Wagner Brown.
Slick with a Y, SLYCK. I have not seen him in person in years either. I've been in a couple lockers with him. I haven't seen him in a very, very long time.
I still see him quite frequently online.
I see his name. I see his name still. Yeah. I thought he had retired for a little while, but I guess he's back, or he just took some time off or something.
I remember the last time I was face to face when
face to face. He's 18 feet taller than you.
Well, you know what I mean. It was I believe it was at a 3PW show in Philly.
Oh my god!
And he was still
3P-Dub.
And he was still working the area, the territories or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to call it territories, but the areas with April Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I ran across April. I didn't run over her. I ran by her at a meet and greet signing she was at some months ago, and I showed her the old picture of me, her, and Slick all together. She was shocked about how far back that was. I'm like, yeah.
That's another person I haven't seen in years. April, not in person. I haven't really seen her name around much. Just once in a while on Twitter, I see her name pop up, but I haven't seen her in a while either.
Yeah,
Hey, I got one for you. Sorry. Go ahead.
Who knows? It's probably on my list here.
I'm sure it is. I was gonna bring up Abdul the Butcher.
Actually,
wow.
Actually,
That's a name I've
no.
heard in a while.
Actually, no, it's not on my list because you know what? I went through this category thing on Wikipedia, and I seen multiple names that should be on the list that are
Right.
not on here. That I printed this out from their site, and
Yeah.
I'm surprised just as much as you. His name did not pop up on this. Yes, Larry, he should have been on here.
Yeah.
You know, Abdullah's rib shack down in was it
House
Georgia?
House of Ribs and
Yeah,
Chinese
house.
food. Yeah, in
Yeah, yeah.
Atlanta. Yep.
I always wanted to make my way down there. I actually just that same sign in where I seen April, I ran into Abby. He was in the wheelchair and stuff.
Yeah.
He actually had me push him around some while I was in there.
I've
Yeah.
never met him. I would love to meet him, but I've never met him.
I think it was cool as hell for just me just pushing him around just because
Yeah.
I was standing with my old trainer Damian Kane, which he was sitting next to DC Drake because he managed
Mad
Abby.
Dog
He
DC Drake.
yeah, because Damian managed DC and he managed Abby. So and I'm there the whole time, right there. So he just initially grabbed me. I'm right there. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do it, no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I got 3 other ones that
I got a name that's.
Oh, go ahead, Mikey. You got it. You haven't given
I
it
got
yet.
a name. The Master of Style, Slick. Remember the old WWE? He was a heel manager.
He
WWE.
just did a show like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago somewhere.
Oh, really?
I
That
forget.
song stuck in my head all
I don't
the
remember
time.
who. Yeah, dude. That was Akeem used that. The
Bro.
Boss Man used it when he was a heel.
Yeah,
Twin Towers used it. Slick
Yo,
himself.
anytime somebody says something about lying to their friends, that immediately comes to my head. To
You
this day,
Always
to this
lying to
day.
your friends.
you job turkey.
You job so. I'm a job so bro. That's funny shit, man. Yeah, I forgot where he worked. He just did something like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I saw him talking about it on some interview, some podcast, and that it was coming up. I don't know if he just did like an autograph signing or if he actually managed somebody. I don't remember.
But ain't he going by the doctor style Reverend Slick because he's a legit
Yeah.
Reverend.
Yeah.
the Reverend now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, and I can see that with his personality and the way he talks. I definitely can see that, hands down.
I love that guy, man. That guy was so funny, dude. That's a guy that I've never gotten to meet. I would love to meet
Yeah.
that dude.
Most definitely.
I was gonna bring up a name that I can't believe I forgot when you said who's one of your tops or whatever. Iceman King Parsons.
Yes, I have him on here.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, he's on here somewhere. Like I said, this list is just all everywhere. It's in shambles.
He's a guy that worked a lot of Memphis, and again, because of my brother because of my brother being so much older than I am, he was always watching wrestling, and I would just, that's my brother. That was my hero when I was a kid. I wanted to be like him, so I would always hang out with him and watch wrestling with him.
Yeah,
And,
he
and I mean,
debuted
he's
back in
still got-
'79.
He still has magazine. My brother still has magazines that before they even made color glossy pages. It's like on it feels like regular like newspaper paper almost. Only the covers in color. But yeah. So Iceman King Parsons, one of those guys that I saw him. Here's another one. Here's another name that I can add to the list. Thunderbolt Patterson. Another guy that was on those shows that my brother was watching on TV. I mean, I didn't know what the hell channels or anything. But I think the oldest recording I have on VHS is from my brother watching. I have Georgia TV, NWA Georgia Television from 1981. I still have the tape. It's on VHS. I got to get one of my VCRs hooked up so I can transfer it to digital. But that's probably one of the oldest things I recorded. But again, it's all stemmed out of my brother watching wrestling.
That's what's up. That's awesome. Yeah.
How about Bad News Allen?
He's right here at my. I'm looking right at his name too, right there.
AKA Bad News Brown.
Bad News Brown.
Bad News Brown. That's it.
A lot of people don't realize. Unless you watch documentaries, he had a hand in the training with a legendary Canadian wrestler, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yep.
because
Oh, I did not know that.
because Bad News Brown is actually Canadian.
Yeah.
He's from Canada,
Yep. He was Bad News Allen first.
and it's kind of funny how they stereotyped him into
Yeah.
Bad News Brown down
Yep.
in WWE, and but it is what it is.
I always thought that, like, did they change his name to Brown because he's brown? Like, come
I
on,
think
man.
well, there's that, and when you go and look, there's a lot of wrestlers with the last name Brown. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna
We just mentioned
sugarcoat it.
Slick Wagner Brown.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
I got one for you of
okay, you got
yeah, this is one that
probably on my list too.
I'm sure, yeah. Someone that I have known personally for probably 10 years now. We're super tight. My wife is
Your wife's
close with this person.
is a wrestler. Oh, okay. I thought you.
Yeah, my wife is friends with this person, close to this person. Awesome Kong.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That is
man.
sweet.
Yeah,
There you go.
I wanted to throw a female name in somewhere.
Well,
We haven't brought up one yet, so.
Well, yeah, I have a list of females, and through my whole list, I didn't even get over to the
Well,
females.
I was going to mention Aja Kong because she's Japanese, but her father was black, so she's half
Yeah.
black. And then I thought, oh, Kong, I'm going to mention I'm going to mention Awesome Kong first.
Yeah.
Because her and I have been super close for many years. I mean, we
So-
still talk a few times a week. Like I said,
Well-
my wife, she's the only person who I don't know if it was this past Christmas or the Christmas before. She's the only person who sent my dog Christmas gifts.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was
Well,
awesome.
you know what, Joe? Even though you contacted me earlier about having a certain guest on late at a later date, there's another name you can throw out there as reaching out to possibly come on as a guest for our Thursday night show with you.
I can try that.
And that will be your show to talk.
I could try that. I can. She doesn't do. I mean, she's retired from wrestling now. She doesn't work for anybody or nothing anymore. But
yeah, but you can talk about history.
That'd probably make it a lot easier for her to get on the show, though.
Yeah.
If she does have stuff going on. I mean, she's still doing stuff with Netflix and whatever.
I'm saying.
But yeah, I can see you. I can.
You can throw the dates out. You can throw the dates out. She can pick and choose whatever she wants to, whichever one that's
I'll do that.
Or a later date, whatever, and then you just have to keep your little black book to the side with your list of people and
I gotta remember.
And then you gotta let me know so I can not try to cross book people on the same day.
Yeah. I gotta remember dates and names. Yeah, I'll talk to her about that, and I'll get the
sweet.
I'll get the date list to that other person.
That would be super awesome. And if people are
I did contact two African American wrestlers to try to get at least one of them on today to talk about this topic. Because now that I'm looking at it, it's like we're three. Well, Chio, but me and Mikey are white guys talking about this, and it's kind of like there should be an African American voice here. Hold on, just so anyone watching this is thinking the same thing. I did contact two. Have not heard back yet to try to get at least one of them. There are two names that everyone knows too that I've known for many years, but I haven't heard back from either one of them yet.
Before we went on the air, it was like a minute or two. I was at my phone. I'm like, damn, is this too soon? It's like a minute before we go on. I was gonna contact our man Flex.
Oh, that would be great.
I was gonna contact him to come on.
You should. You probably can still do that. Have him hop on and give us like some of his favorite black wrestler influences on him growing up.
Most likely he'll probably spit out a lot of names we already covered already.
Yeah.
But we can definitely try to reach out to him to get him on another show in case we do something similar to this as well.
Right.
So I wanted to throw in a woman's name, so that's why I threw out Awesome Kong.
No.
But one more name that comes to mind that we've heard recently for a different reason, but Bearcat Wright. He was another guy from back in the day in like the 70s and
actually it's on the bottom of this list here.
Yeah, so he was Ed Wright, and the reason why he was on there recently why his name was recently because WWE gave it to Keith Lee. So WWE was calling Keith Lee Bearcat Lee for a little bit, and it didn't. Well, what was he on TV once or twice with that name? So the reason behind that, from what I heard, was that it was supposed to be a tribute to Bearcat Wright. Some people thought it was racial because it was racist because Bearcat Wright was a black guy,
Yeah.
and like no, it was because it was from what I heard, it was supposed to be a tribute to Bearcat Wright.
Yeah,
just give him
yeah.
that
Makes
name.
more
So
sense.
If they would have came out from the door, let's say with Keith Lee, and he cut a promo saying, yeah, there was a lot of great, if he did the same thing, a lot of great professional wrestlers that came before me. I want to pay tribute to,
I
and he
get that
brought
part.
that up. If he would have
Yeah.
brought that up from the door and say, yes, I want his legacy to continue with me, Keith Lee. So from now on, you can call me Bearcat,
By the way,
and-
congratulations to Keith Lee and Mia Yim got married yesterday.
Oh yeah, oh shit, damn.
Nice.
That's what's up. That's
Congratulations,
what's up.
Keith.
I've never met him, but I've known her for years. I actually have met him I met him in Richfield Park at a magic show, I believe.
Yeah,
Pro wrestling magic show, not a magic show.
Yeah. You never know. He could be a magician. Hey, he pulled off getting Mia Lee. Mia Yim. My bad. Why did I say?
Well,
because I'm thinking of Keith. Well, it's technically Lee now, right?
Yeah,
Lee?
I guess.
Yeah, so it is.
Yeah, Kim Lee. Yeah.
Oh shit! So I was right the first time.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the other guys who I want to maybe Mikey might know this name. And he made headways in ECW.
Mikey knows the name. I know who you're going to talk about. Who you're going to say too. I think
Chili Willy.
Oh my God, that's not what I was thinking at all.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
That's not who I was thinking of. Too Cold Scorpio.
No. Too Cold is all over the place.
Oh yeah.
He's everywhere. Worked for every major promotion and stuff like that. We know
Chili
that.
Willy was,
and he's still going.
I don't remember if he left for a while to go into the Marines or if he started after he was out of the service.
I think he started after.
But wasn't he in like Desert Storm or something?
I think so. You're gonna make me look him up now.
Man, I haven't heard that name in years.
Which I already
he was
have
also related to somebody, right? Wasn't he related to someone in ECW maybe? I know Chris Chetty was related to Taz. I don't know if Chili Willy. I thought Chili Willy was related to somebody too.
Well, I'm looking here. Give me
wow, man, that's amazing. I haven't heard that guy's name in so many years. That's funny. Yeah, it's so funny you bring that up.
Yeah, he was not the Marines, but he was a U.S. Army.
Right.
Yeah. And let me see. He enlisted in the Army shortly after the World Trade Center attacks. And was sent to Iraq in 2003.
Yeah.
So he was
I just looked at his Wikipedia. He's a trainer right now in the Philippines.
Oh, because I was gonna say he's a Purple Heart and Bronze Star receiver.
No, I was just looking up wrestling right now. So right now he's a trainer for a pro wrestling company in the Philippines. I didn't even know they had wrestling out there.
Well,
Philippine Wrestling Revolution, PWR.
Well, one of the other names I'm gonna mention has I'm not sure if he still currently has a school in I think it was Austria, I believe it was.
I know who you're. Does he drive a white Bronco?
Maybe.
I meant like the initials. The initials.
I see where you're going there. That's why I said I looked down at the name. I said maybe. Yeah, he back in the day he was. I don't know if he still is co-owner of Wildcat with Luke Hawks. But then he's down in Melbourne. He opened up another school, Australia. Got married, and he's one of the first wrestlers to open up as being bisexual.
Yeah.
So he's one of the first open African American.
Wait, does Mikey know this? Can we bet Mikey to guess
what wrestler we're talking about?
I'm still trying to.
We'll let you Google it.
I'm still trying to figure out who Thunderbolt Patterson is. He's like in a half hour behind. I'll give you a hint. There are letters in his first and his last name.
There's letters in his first.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be there all day. He did say
There's a
OJ.
famous sneaker with his name on it. Very famous sneaker with his last name on it.
All right, while he's still thinking about it.
He's gonna Google
Googling it.
wrestling
I'm
sneakers.
Googling it.
What?
Wrestling? No. He was the first one to come out as bisexual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think.
not,
Well,
I'm not sure if
the
he was the
first one on
first, but
national
he was,
TV
like,
at least. I don't know if
openly.
yeah, first one national TV. I guess I don't know if any indie guys, were first or whatever. But at least the first one that came out as bisexual on national television, and worked for God, was it? I know WWE and I know TNA, but is that it or Impact or whatever? But
I got.
I think that was it, right?
I'm not sure. I think so. I honestly want to recognize one that just happens to be maybe
Oh,
the first. I want to say first father and son relationship in the business to be happen to be African American. This gentleman debuted in the 50s. Tiger Conway Sr.
oh,
and
I
just
thought you were gonna say
and
Rocky
just
Johnson.
and no and just so happens his son got into professional wrestling and actually start working under the same name but as Junior. So like I said, being African American wrestler back then was not as big as it is today, but to have a father and then a son following in his
Yeah.
footsteps afterwards, that's a huge accomplishment. So kudos
Mikey's still
to them.
googling.
Yeah, he is.
Some of these names are like current names. It's not helping.
Well, he's not very old school. I mean, he's probably the
Yeah,
last
he's your
5
era.
years name was still around. Yeah,
Should we give him a hint?
you already did. You gave him the initials.
Well,
I
he's
said
having a
there's
hard
sneaker,
time.
and the third hint is the biggest one. Is the show is about black wrestlers. So there you go.
Yeah.
There's 3 hints.
I'm
Come on, man.
gonna give him another one.
I think we should kick him off the show until
He
gets,
was
when he waves his hand, then we know to bring him back in.
He's done. He was part of a former WWE champion's cabinet.
That word is the giveaway right there.
Yeah, he was a part
That's
of
only-
a champion's cabinet. So, but we'll let him keep googling. We'll keep talking, Joe. He's stuck in limbo. Derek Dukes. Derek Dukes from the 80s, AWA.
Oh God, I haven't heard that name in 1,000 years either.
He had a great smile, that guy.
Jesus, wow.
And didn't he have like the Jerry curl too?
I believe so. Man, that's some old school names here, man.
Hell yeah!
I mean,
like
we're both bringing up some old school stuff, but that's just a name I hadn't heard in a long time. 605.
I know, yeah. Excuse me, I still with that cough. That's not.
He
will
was
not go
like-
away.
I think he was known for I don't know, he was known for being tall. I know that, but he was
Yeah.
he was half of the top something tag team. I don't remember what it was. I don't even remember now. It was him and somebody else, Ricky something, and the team name was Top something. I don't.
Uh,
Can't wait till I figure it out.
Top Guns. He was with.
That's right. That's right. Ricky
Rice.
Yes.
Rice.
I was trying to not Google it. I was trying to remember it. But Mike, if you don't get this by the end of the show, you're not going to be on.
I know, but yeah, but
Just regular.
yeah. If you don't get this by the end of today's show, next week we will put you on suspension for one show. One show, you will be suspended for next week's show if you don't get this.
And fined. You'll be fined and suspended.
The fine,
or you have to do the whole show by yourself.
Yes, there you go. We have 2 different things. The fine will be you would have to buy more T-shirts off off the pod shop,
Oh, that's great.
and or we'll have you do the whole show by yourself.
Can I tell him the name?
And our ratings are going to go up. No, he got to the end of the show to figure this shit out. It's on him.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I was like, I'll just tell him that, but no, it's okay.
What? Don't even get him in don't even slide in his DMs and give him a hit.
No, I'm not doing that. All right,
one guy.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say one guy whose name does get mentioned from time to time, but people don't pay as much tribute that he should get, and that is Curtis Hughes, Mr. Hughes.
He is hilarious on Facebook, by the way. He is the dude. He posted a picture a couple months ago of like something he got in the mail, and he's like, "Oh, this came today," and he was very excited. And he just put the picture of the envelope on the thing, and I'm like, your address is right there. So he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize." So he deleted it, and then he tried to cover it with a pen, to cover the address with a pen, but he just put one line through it. So like instead of scribbling out the whole thing,
or using a black Sharpie,
still read it. You can still read that, dude. Oh, okay. So he deleted it again. It was so fucking funny. That guy's hilarious on Twitter. I love Mr. Man, remember when he was like 1,100 pounds and then he came in WWE and he was jacked, like just amazingly jacked. That's awesome.
He for people who don't realize, he worked for every major promotion out there. He worked for WCW, WWF, the AWA, the AWF, ECW, and then a whole shitload of indie stuff out there and whatnot. He does conventions.
He's such a good dude.
Yeah, and the thing is, and he pretty much done the same gimmick everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like the big.
That's his real name too. Curtis Hughes is his real name.
Yeah. So it worked for him.
I wanted to bring up one guy that's he's current, but I spent a little time with him in Texas a couple years ago at a charity thing for a weekend at Shelton Benjamin.
Yes.
Love that guy.
Yes.
He gave me, when I first got hurt, he sat me down at Buffalo Wild Wings in Katy, Texas, and we had like a half hour, 45-minute conversation about my injuries and why I should stop wrestling, why I should listen to the doctors. And he's like, how many second opinions do you want, man? Like, I don't know. The doctor told me never to wrestle again, and I still want to. That's when he was, how many second opinions do you want? I'm like, I don't know, dude. So I love Shelton Benjamin. Always loved that guy. I owe him a lot. He probably wouldn't remember my name if he said it. He might
of course
remember
he would.
Like,
you're Joe. You're fucking Joey Image.
He might remember like Joe from New Jersey, but I don't know if he'd remember my full name. I don't know. Whatever. I haven't seen him or talked to him since that weekend. That was 2013. But I love that guy, and I always appreciated him giving me some advice. And so I wanted to mention that guy too.
Most definitely. Damn. You know what? I'm gonna have to skip over some of these names here because a lot of times I don't think you'll get them, or even he won't get. I know he won't definitely get them.
Mike is still stuck from 10 minutes ago.
So
right.
It's not Jake Atlas, is it?
Nope.
Jake Atlas.
Nope.
Jake Atlas is not even.
He's not even
Jake
on my
Atlas
list.
Like a current guy, yeah.
All right. Rufus R. Jones. Joey,
Actually, no, I know who you're talking about. I'm sorry. I was looking up Jake Atlas. I don't even think he's black. I think he's Latino.
That's what came up as soon as I.
Yeah, he's half Japanese, half Mexican.
So
he wouldn't be on a show about black guys.
Darren Young.
I know him too, but he's not. He wasn't the first.
He's not. Yeah, he's not.
But he came out as openly gay, though, not openly bi. I trained with him for a little while at IWF here in New Jersey. He's a great dude, by the way.
All right, how about
Rufus R. Jones? Yes, another name from, if I remember correctly, from the Memphis days. He was there for a little while.
And he went by what?
Rufus Freight Train, if I'm correct.
Freight
I remember correctly.
Jones.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Rufus R. Jones.
He was in.
Wasn't his father like an accountant or something like that?
I
don't remember.
Sure. I know he was in from 68 to 89, and he worked for NWA, AWA, and All Japan Pro Wrestling.
He did some WWE stuff too, right? Or no?
I
I
don't.
thought he did.
I don't think he did.
Is
This guy.
Orlando Jordan.
Ding, 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 ding,
Finally.
ding, ding.
Holy
Took you long
Christ.
enough.
Are you kidding me? Oh, so he didn't actually work in WWE, but he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, you got to remember,
Okay.
there's a lot of talent who didn't work in WWE.
Yeah,
That
no, I know.
you know.
I thought he did something in WWE. Uh, yeah, no, he's not. He was inducted in 2018, but he didn't actually work for them.
Yeah, I have a list full of names here that we probably already like. Some of them already mentioned, so I'm definitely gonna skip.
Jones.
I'm gonna skip over some of these names
So yes,
here.
Orlando Jordan, Mikey, for Christ's sake. What the hell took you so long? That guy follows me on Twitter. He's a funny dude, man. He's always been cool to me. I know he had some little he had a little bit of issues going on in WWE for a while, but he's always he was cool to me. I don't know.
Okay. How about Rocky King?
Yes, sir.
I figure
Man, I
you'll get
love
that
these.
one.
Yeah, there's a lot of names that Mike is like, who the hell is that? Why is he on the show today? No, I'm just kidding. We got to give him a chance to throw out some names too, because he has only mentioned one or two.
Okay,
when I first-
okay. Mikey.
Hey, how about Miss Jackie? Jacqueline.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll take that.
Yes.
I'll take that.
Well, like I
Finally,
said,
another
I
female
female.
name.
I got my
Yep.
whole list of men here, and I didn't get to my female list here. It's like,
Hey, let me throw one out there
Remember
that's
she managed. She married Mark Miro first,
yeah.
and she had that feud with Sable. I remember that.
Let me bring up a name that is
no, you
not a lot of people might not know him today, might not know his name today, but he's still relevant today. Sweet Daddy Siki, who
Yes,
was
he's
the first. He was the first black wrestler to challenge for the NWA World Title.
I actually just watched a documentary on him on I think it was on Amazon Prime. They have
Oh, I
one
gotta
on him.
find that. I didn't know about that. I
It
gotta
was
find that.
it was really good. I just watched it like maybe a month ago.
He's relevant today because he trained Edge, I believe, or was one of the guys that had something to do with his training.
I can't remember. I like I said,
Hang
I
on.
would have
Now
to go.
I am
but
gonna
it was
look
a
that
good
up.
it was a good documentary. Why? Because I sat and I watched the whole damn thing. So it must be good
Yeah.
if I sat and watched the whole damn thing.
I know a superstar from back in the day that fits your background there, Jim. The Godfather.
Yeah, I got to I worked with the Godfather on a show back when I first started, my first year when he was still doing Papa Shango.
Yeah.
And just last summer I ran into him at the Legends of Hamburg Fan Fest, and we talked, and I brought up
I wish I went
some
to
of the
that.
memory, like a certain memory that happened backstage with my cousin Big Mo, and we laughed about it, and we got a picture with him. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There-
So Sweet Daddy Siki did train Edge. One of his trainers. I knew that was.
Oh wow, okay.
I knew that's where I had. I knew that's what the connection was. I just couldn't confirm it. Anyway, so yes.
I got
sorry.
I got one for probably ain't none of us heard of, not even myself, and that is Luther Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Oh, you heard of it? Oh, you
Yo,
bastard!
so-
You got me,
Dude, I listen to Jim Cornette's podcast, and he talks about the old territory days a lot.
Yeah.
So I hear a lot of names, and also Chio, you have a Roku, right? Or no?
Yeah, I got Roku.
So there's a channel on Roku called Wrestling.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've
RASSLIN.
seen that.
Yeah, so if you go on there, when you open it, it just shows a random match. So they have a huge database from the 30s, 40s up till today, or up until like the mid 2000s, I think. So if you go on there, as soon as you hit the channel, it just shows a random match. If you hit next, it goes to another random match. So you never know what's gonna happen, what's gonna come on. And there's always super super old stuff on there. If you go on my Twitter yesterday, I was watching. I put pictures of Flair and Jerry Lawler for the NWA title in Memphis. Just such cool stuff, man. So there's a lot of stuff I watch on there too. But Cornette talks about the old territory days a lot, and a lot of those guys that he mentions show up on that wrestling channel. So that's where I've heard of
Oh,
Luther
that's
Lindsay.
cool.
I don't know. I'm not very familiar with Luther Lindsay, but I know the name, and I know that Cornette's mentioned him before. Um, but I think he was around in like the 50s, if I remember correctly. So he wasn't like that's old school. He wasn't super modern. People from today may not have heard of him. I think that's all I know is that he started in the 50s. That might be all I know. Yeah, he was a black guy, and his name was Luther Lindsay. He started in the
Yeah,
50s.
he was a
Might be all
football
I know.
player.
He was a what?
He was a football player. He started in 51, debuted. In 53 and 56, he wrestled the NWA champion Lou Thez.
Oh,
And
wow, okay.
and
Oh,
predominantly those matches would go to a time limit draw and
yeah, he had
earn
there
his
was
respect.
there was like a famous match with him from like 52, 53, 54, somewhere around there with Lou Thesz that went to a draw. I remember hearing about that, or maybe Cornette talked about it. Um, Again, I don't remember. I don't know a lot about him, but I just know the name. But yeah, I think it was like 52, 53, 54, somewhere in the early 50s, where it was like I know they did a bunch of those matches that were draws, but I think this one was somewhere either it was on television or it was later on TV or something. But I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
So
about the old Ron Simmons?
hold up. So if anyone was gonna look up Lindsay up for football, you might be disappointed because it was actually in the Canadian Football League, and he was also
See that?
he was also a trainee of Stu Hart.
Oh, I
So
didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
yeah, he was
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it
he
is.
was in the dungeon, and he was considered one of the top submission wrestlers in his day.
I'm reading about this right now. Um, Stu Hart carried a picture of Luther Lindsay in his wallet until the day he died.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy. I'm reading that now.
That is cool.
Yeah.
It says he's one of the few guys who got the better of Stu Hart in the dungeon. Later became one of his best friends, held in high regard. Earned Stu's respect by doing that, and
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
for viewers that don't even realize it, there was like and still to this day there is a big large amount of African Americans in Canada as well as other nationalities, like especially uh Asian descent, as far as uh like Indian or something like that or whatever.
Yo,
There's a large of
here's an interesting note that I knew about. I didn't know who this was, but now I know it's Luther Lindsay. He died in the ring. So
who
Oh,
Lindsay
wow. I knew that.
what?
who Lindsay
Yeah,
died in. Oh, I didn't even read
Luther
that.
Lindsay, February 21st, 1972, was facing local wrestler Bobby Paul in Charlotte, North Carolina. 10 minutes into the match, Lindsay did a diving belly flop, which is a splash nowadays.
Right.
Pinned his opponent with a 3 count and never got up. He had a heart attack during the pinfall and died right there on the spot.
Wait, so
Oh.
he splashed his opponent and pinned him.
Yeah.
So he died on top of his opponent.
Yeah.
Shit.
Lindsay did when Lindsay did not respond to the police, the referee not respond to the referee after calling the pinfall. Police were called. He was taken to the back to the dressing room and declared dead shortly thereafter. Wow, that's
Man.
insane.
That-
I didn't
That
know.
is.
So
that's-
I've heard that story
Wow.
before, just that a guy died during a pinfall in the 70s. I know it hurt. My brother, I think, is the one that told me that, but I didn't know that that it was this guy. I didn't know who it was. I didn't know the name.
Right.
He was inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame in 2017. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, we heard stories about other guys dying in the ring, having heart attacks.
Ted DiBiase's father.
You seen the thing of the video of Rey Mysterio when he did this? I think it was the
it was what's his name?
Piero
Aguayo,
Jr.
Yeah.
We even heard about having a heart attack in the ring. Gary Albright, who was the son-in-law to Alpha.
Yep.
There were, man, Who else? Like, and I'm not talking about tragic ones that probably, like Owen Hart where he fell from the top. I mean,
Yeah.
talking
These are
about
like,
as the match was going on type
yeah,
situation. There's been others, especially
right,
heart attacks. It was a
yeah.
big one. We already covered
Oh
King
man,
Parsons. We talked about Butch Reed. We talked about Sweet Daddy.
we
I'm
didn't
like,
mention Butch
I'm.
Reed.
Oh, did
We,
no? I thought he mentioned Butch Reed. Didn't he mention Butch Reed?
no, I didn't hear
No,
it.
but I didn't mention Ron Simmons.
Oh, there you go. Butch Reed's tag team partner.
Yeah, with Doom.
That
That
was
was
three great black performers: Butch Reed, Ron Simmons, and Teddy Long.
all together at
yeah,
Doom.
yeah,
That
Teddy Long, yeah.
I
I
honestly,
was so
Man.
bummed when they unmasked, when the Steiners beat Doom and they had to take their masks off, and it was Ron Simmons and Butch Reed. I was like, no, like I love those
Yeah.
guys, but I didn't want them to take the mask off.
did you see? Do you remember how the how it went down at the end of that match?
No.
It
I
was
don't remember
okay.
how it went down.
One of the Doom guys put their head down as Rick Steiner was coming by, was passing by, and as he's passing by, he just literally just grabbed the mask and pulled it off the first guy.
I don't
So
remember
he's freaking out,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
cover his head or whatever. And then the Steiners, like I forget how the ending initially went, but it happened just like that was the setup for the take home. And
Oh
then
man, yeah, I don't remember that.
yeah, I've and then there was Doom was a part of that. Was it that Iron Man? It was the Steiners, Doom, the Samoan SWAT team, and I
Wow.
want to say the Skyscrapers. I forget. I think it was a Skyscraper, or no.
Was
It
Road
was like a
Warriors.
tournament or something like that.
Yeah, it was 4 teams. They all had to compete against each other in one night. And I don't think Doom won a match in none of their matches. I think they just took a clean sweep loss.
Yeah, I don't think that they were together very long after they took off the masks, right?
For a short time.
Because it's like once they took the mask off, then like the mystique was gone. It wasn't the same.
No, it wasn't. And I liked them together. I really liked them together.
Yeah.
Fortunate enough, Ron Simmons had the better career going forward. The more
Yeah, it was,
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say
Well,
better.
shit,
The
Butch
more
Reed was in the title picture of Mania 4.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say better. It was more for Ron. It turned out to be more prestige for him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say Ron. Of course, everyone hands down. Some of the people say Ron Simmons was like the first black heavyweight champion, which that's a lie. We had other black heavyweight champions, just not on the mainstream level.
That's the thing. Yeah, he
right.
was like the first one recognized on like national TV, I guess.
Yeah, and that there like really opened the eyes and the doors. It's like Barack Obama being president. It's like saying, "Hey, I can, I can do it. I can be just like him." Same thing with Kamala Harris as being female.
Kamala, there's another one.
Half black, half
Yeah.
Asian. Which
Kamala, there's another black wrestler.
Me personally, I'm gonna have to get. I'll probably get off topic here. I was kind of offended though when people in society got very ignorant and start comparing Kamala Harris to Kamala the wrestler, and I'm like for tongue in cheek, it's one thing because we get it, the name, we actually get the similarity with the name thing, but just the fact of when people started getting ignorant about it, that's where I drew the line. Like, yo,
yeah, but what a lot of people don't or I should say, what happened, what a lot of people didn't realize is that Kamala's real last name is Harris.
Yeah, his name
So
is
when you
James
hear
Harris.
Kamala Harris, you're like, holy crap, Kamala Harris, the vice president now?
Yeah.
Like, so there were people that legitimately thought that she passed away when he died, and there were people that legitimately thought he somehow became the vice president when she won the presidency because his work name and his shoot name are her shoot name. It's hilarious.
Yeah. So but the ones who went above and beyond the above the name similarity gimmick meme type and just took it further. I draw the line. I draw the line there though. But yeah, I didn't even get through all my lists here. Like two other. I'm gonna say I'm drop two more names off the mill list that I have on for men wise. I'm just gonna say two more, and then I'm gonna jump over to the females, which you guys already named. Miss Jackie, you named Awesome Kong. I'm gonna say George Wells and Pistol Pez Watley.
Pistol Pez Watley. Wow. So George Wells is not a name that I know, or at least not that I remember. I don't know.
I remember George Wells.
I might have heard that name.
Yeah, I heard his name quite frequently, but he wasn't one of those mainstream ones. Like he wasn't
George
more
Wells Jr. too, or no?
Maybe, possibly. I'm not sure, but he wasn't. His name wasn't as popular as Pez Watley.
Yeah, well, because he was a jobber for WWE for a while too,
and he did a lot in WCW as well.
Yeah,
back
Pistol Pez Watley,
and it's kind of sad and great at the same time, where it's like, yes, they wasn't a superstar like certain jobbers,
right,
but they were well known because they were constantly being used.
Wasn't Pez Watley known as like Shasta Watley or something like the soda? You know that soda Shasta?
Maybe
wasn't that his name for all Shasta Watley or something like that? I gotta look that up.
They might have used that in WCW.
WCW? I don't remember.
Yeah, let me look here.
I remember Pistol Pez though. I remember that name, Pistol Pez Watley. I remember because I used to love Pez, the candy. So I'm like, oh, this guy's named after candy. That's cool.
Okay. He was active in the 80s until the 90s. He was mainly known for his time in
he worked for Crockett
for NWA Mid America.
He was part of Paul Jones's army, I believe. I just don't remember that Shasta thing or when the hell that happened. I remember it being a thing. I don't remember when that was.
Here's something that I touched upon earlier that I didn't realize. In late '87, Watley has left I guess he was part of Paul Jones's group or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I just said. He was part of Paul Jones's army.
And started teaming with, get this, Tiger Conway Jr. Remember how I said
mentioned it before?
Father? Yeah, and they
That's
worked
funny.
as the Jive Tones. Yeah, he was part of Kevin Sullivan's Goon Squad in Florida.
Oh my God, that is.
Yeah, so
totally
going back, Japan's UWFI, WWF Enhancement Talent, World Championship Wrestling Enhancement. It's not saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There it is on the side. It says Shaska. Wow. It was
Shaska with a K. I was thinking of Shasta the soda with a T.
Yeah.
Okay, I was close, man. I was close.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, we forgot to mention. You mentioned Tony Atlas, but we forgot to mention Saba Simba.
Yes. I like
left that out on purpose.
Honestly, no lie. I'm gonna say this. I like the gimmick.
What?
I was a gimmick guy back then. Characters and stuff like that. For the kids, for the ones who did not know Tony Atlas, it would work for. Work for them. But for the people who grew up watching Tony Atlas, as soon as he comes back as Saba Simba, it's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
So, but I can honestly say I did like the gimmick. If it got pushed and got over, like today, if we had a promotion that did old school characters and stuff, I would love to do characters like that. I would love to do. I really don't see like tribal American Indian characters like a Wahoo McDaniel, Daniels, Chief J Strongbow, the Young Bloods,
And
Tatanka.
Yeah.
I don't see gimmicks like that. I I
right, right,
I I'm a gimmick guy because why? It pertains to kids. So if I was gonna go and start running my own little thing, I want guys with character, with gimmicks, because we're gonna play to the children. The children brings the
right,
parents,
right.
and it'll be family friendly where you have the cartoon characters. And I I would not want to be in competition with any other promotion.
Right.
Hey, you guys do yours. You guys, you do your whatever ultra violent and whatever. Take your stuff to the edge. I want a family friendly show. No cursing, no swear, anything like that. Uh,
Right.
get close to a limit where you're gonna not really use weapons, just use it for a specialty match like down the road, and not really a big match where you're using weapons galore, like maybe just a tables match. Okay, you get one table broken, it's whoever wins by putting your opponent. That's it, one table, that's all you guys
Right, right.
get. I wouldn't want to do anything else other than that. But like I said, I did love the Saba Simba gimmick because I'm a gimmick guy. I like gimmicks. It was the
Oh yeah.
it's the kid in me, as a
Yes.
little kid.
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm
I
gonna
think
bring up
that's. I
one
think that's
more.
why, like I like certain characters from back in the day, like seeing the Undertaker, seeing specific gimmicks. That's right, like you said, Chio. That's what brought out the kid in you, and seeing it now, it kind of reminds you of that back in the day.
Uh, I hate to get off topic, but speaking of the Undertaker, I don't know if you've watched the Book of Boba Fett and stuff like that, or the stuff
No,
on
I
No,
Disney.
I
haven't
haven't
seen any
watched
of it
it.
yet.
No.
Well, any of this
I want to. I just haven't seen it yet.
any of this Disney stuff, like with the dark side and this and that, I would love to see them incorporate the Undertaker as like uh uh like a dark Sith Lord.
That would
That
be
would
cool.
that would be awesome. But that's just me being stupid and gimmicky. Some people will love it. Some people will just tear it apart and hate it. But that's
Yeah.
just me though. But go ahead.
I was gonna
Jim.
bring up one last male name, Zeus.
Yes,
Yes.
Tiny Lister.
Yeah,
Yes.
just passed away within I think the last year or so, right? Wasn't that
Really?
long ago?
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, dude, he died.
Yeah. Yes,
It wasn't even a year ago, I don't think.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
And for people who don't realize, Zeus Tiny Lister, he was
Oh, 2020 it was. Sorry, he passed away December 10th, 2020. So a little bit over a year ago.
Debo in
Yeah,
Friday.
and Friday. Yeah.
He was in a whole host of other movies as well.
And he played Zeus in No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
where
what
it
got
came from.
him into in WWF. Because the whole because of the No Holds Barred movie, which they made. Didn't they do a special where they aired the movie and then
Yeah,
was it the
it was
same
called
day
No
or
Holds,
the next?
No Holds Barred, the movie, the match. They showed that on pay per view, and then they had Hogan and Beefcake against Zeus and Savage in a cage.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
I think that
remember
wasn't that on. Wasn't that? Wait, was
On
that on
pay-per-view.
Saturday Night? Oh, that was pay per view.
It was on pay per view. Yeah,
I was thinking it was on Saturday Night main
it was
event.
They had
$24.95.
the old blue cage. I
Ah.
remember that.
Well,
I watched it with my
back
cousin
then,
in Jersey City.
well, back then I wasn't paying for pay per views, so I was going to somebody else's house. No, I was always going to
Well,
someone
yeah,
else.
me too. I went to
Yeah.
Jersey City and watched it at my cousin's house.
That's when Cheesesteak Chucky and I would go over our dad's house and watch it down the basement.
You know what? A lot of I want to bring up the fact that a lot of people don't really realize this, but that he still wrestled after WWE. It's not like he just did that and then left. Like he went to Puerto Rico for a while and actually wrestled the guy that we talked about before, Abdul the Butcher.
And didn't he go to WCW as well?
Man.
Yeah, he was Z something. Something with his, like, they put the Z in his name so he would know it was Zeus or whatever.
Yeah,
But he was
yeah.
like, he was Z something, and I think he was like
I'm gonna
with
call him
Booker.
Z and
I
Use.
think he was Booker T, and was he with wasn't he with like Friends with Harlem Heat or something like that, or
I
Friends
cannot.
with Remember Big T, Tony Norris, Ahmed
Yes,
Johnson when he
yes.
left
Yeah,
when he
Ahmed
left
Johnson. There's another
he
name.
was
Yeah, he went
looked
to
like
shits when he went to
he looked like
WCW.
Bobby Lashley in WWE, and then he looked like Abdul the Butcher
Yeah.
in WCW.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they were like I don't know if they were a tag team or they were boys when he went there though, something like that.
Well, it's kind of good, that, like when you run into certain guys from one promotion and then you're going into a new one, and then you got someone that got your back when you will come in. You're not going in like a scared deer, just jumping into headlights.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my god, it's 20 to 12 already.
Well, we're gonna be wrapping this up, but let's touch upon some of these females.
Well, I had an idea that maybe next week we should do all females because it's still February and it's still Black History Month. Because we talked about so many males today, we only mentioned 5 or 6 female names.
Okay. We can definitely do that. It gives us time to
So
do
that
more
gives us a
research.
week to put like a
When
list together
is
and talk
when
about
is
guys we like.
Elimination Chamber and stuff like that coming up?
February 19th.
I have no
It's a
idea.
Saturday.
Another Saturday pay-per-view?
Yeah, and
Oh man.
that's the one that's in Saudi Arabia.
All right. So at least it's on a Saturday. Usually they're on like Thursdays or something.
Yeah.
But what time is it? Is it at like 2 in the afternoon U.S. time or something?
Probably. I don't think they mentioned it.
Usually they're on like
time. I don't remember.
It usually falls on like a Thursday at like 12 noon or something like that, and I've never been able to watch any of them live.
Yeah. Well, hey,
All
that
right.
will shit a lot of people
I
to
think
watch it now.
You know what? I
think
wonder if the fact that it's on a Saturday this year is why they're making it a pay-per-view or whatever elimination, like a real show, instead of just Saudi Arabia, whatever.
hey, I guys, I just looked down at my phone and I have someone slid into my DMs, a gobbler guy. And since we're deciding to do next week as our females edition of, and then we can touch upon those females that we mentioned earlier too, more in depth.
Yeah.
Because there's more male black wrestlers than there is more female black wrestlers, so we can touch upon them that we touched upon. And maybe, just maybe, if I talk to the gobbler, we can have a guest analyst join us for the female edition, and that is your sister-in-law.
Oh, yes, Monique.
Because he hit me up saying, tell Mikey that his sister-in-law is a black female wrestler.
Who is it?
Monique.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know what her gimmick name was, though.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm looking for, yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do next week on Breakfast and Body Slams, folks. Let me put this back up because I took it off the screen just so we can see our beautiful faces. But for those who are tuning in for the first time or just hanging out, Breakfast and Body Slams exclusively on the BodySlamsPodcast.com, as well as Thursday Night Slams. We get it in pretty good. Yeah, get it.
Well, you got kids, so
yeah. Every other Thursday we have a different guest on the show. Just Thursday that just passed, I had
that was 3 days ago already, man. You're like, your time
is
very off.
I know, like, holy shit, like, I'm getting old here.
Wait, this past Thursday was Turner, right?
Yeah, I had Matt Turner on.
Yeah. I would love to have joined in on that show, but I had actual work to do.
I'm not sure who the guest for in 2 weeks and 2 Thursdays from now will be. That's Dennis's thing. March 3rd, we had rescheduled our guest from February to March 3rd, and that is Darian Hardway. And then And then 2 weeks after that, we have another dentist guest. And then we're also trying to book the next 3 months after that. So we do 3 months at a time, slowly, so that way we don't stretch too far beyond our means. But yeah, tune in every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Follow us. Go to BodySlamsPodcast.com. Check out all of our social media links at the bottom, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Instagram. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification button so you know when we are on. And don't forget to check out all of our Devereaux Sports podcast teams pretty much on every night of the week. I might have to edit the format because I think some might be gone, some might came back, some might have their times changed. I have to double check with the Devereaux Sports office guys who knows all that. I gotta check with the office. So, and guys, do you like how those guys over at the Gobbler and the other shows like using our scrolling stuff that we came up with? Now they use it for their intro to their shows.
I seen that.
They couldn't come up with their own shit, so they still are shit, and they use it for them. But it's okay.
Well, it's one more proof that we're the prime show.
Yeah, we are the prime show. It happens. It's okay, Gobbler. Follow us. Cheese with follow us. All the other shows, if you want to use it, go ahead. Follow our lead. Like I said, don't forget to go over to the podcast page and check out our pod shop. You can get exclusively our BodySlams podcast, OnlyFans parody tee, as well as some of our other merchandise. Our original Breakfast and BodySlams t-shirt, our newer one with the coffee and donut, as well as our Thursday Night Slams, pop-up pipe bombs, and a bunch of other merchandise. All proceeds go back into keeping this show alive and running smoothly. And we want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, checking us out. I'll be going on the 2300 Wrestling Podcast with the 2 days, Dave Keener and Dave and DB Richards at 3:00. Joey, you'll be doing a podcast later on tonight at was it 8
o'clock? Yeah, I'm doing a video game, nothing wrestling related.
Okay, you want to plug it? You want to plug it because I know we got video game people.
We're not. It's not live. It's recorded and edited, so I will plug when it's going to be released when I know that.
Hey Joey, do you ever play Destiny 2? By the way.
Yeah, I haven't in a while, but I have it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because that's the one I'm playing all the time.
Yeah. What are you playing it on?
PS4.
Okay. I'm on PC.
Okay. I want to your thing. Maybe.
I definitely want to give a quick shout out to my man who just gave me a cut this week, my man Alan. You can follow his Twitch page as they play Fortnite. It's non-wrestling related. At Snow Raiders Crew on Twitch. So check them out. But hey, like I said, tune in next week for our all females edition of African American female professional wrestlers for Black History Month. With me, Joe, Mikey, and whoever else jumps in on the conversation. And hopefully we can score that guest and maybe some other female African American guests too. Maybe we can get some more. The shit's getting deep in here, I can tell, Joe. All right, everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'm Chio, that's Joe, and that's Mikey. You're watching Breakfast and Body Slams on the BodySlamsPodcast.com. See you later. Peace.
I'm floating away.
Peace.
Yeah, bye.
This is how it's gonna be. This is what you think of me. It's going down like I told you. This is how it's gonna be. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm not going anywhere. It's going down like I told you. I'll be the last man standing here. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, oh.